It's finally time. Hey yo humans, my name is Tycalra. It's been a long time coming, but I'm finally ready to open up auditions for the first episode of The Angel of Destiny. It's finally time for you guys to get involved in the biggest project on this channel. But before we get started, there are a few things that I need you guys to know. So naturally, this video will explain everything you might need in order to succeed. So, let's get started. To start things off, I might as well tell you the general premise of the story. The Angel of Destiny story arc follows the life of Tycalra, an interdimensional jumper who travels between familiar worlds helping people and solving problems. This particular episode is the origin story of our quirky hero, as he and his entire school are abducted by a mysterious purple light. He quickly learns that they have ended up in the land of Hyrule, right in the middle of a dire war with Sia's armies. Not only that, everyone in this new world recognizes him as a hero. Along with some familiar faces in Hyrule's rich history, Tycalra embarks on a journey to defeat fierce creatures and discover who he is, and who he is to become. That's all you guys need to know for now. So, without any further ado, let me explain to you how you can be a part of this epic adventure. Auditions will take place on the casting website known as Casting Call Club. This is a free-to-sign-up, free-to-audition website that will allow you to easily audition for any of the roles you desire. To access the site, there will be a link in the description, or you can simply go to the Casting Call Club website, search for AOD Psychostorm, and you'll find me. Auditions will be open for exactly 3 weeks after this video is released. You'll see the exact date on screen now. Once this date has passed, I will no longer accept auditions. No exceptions. During the audition period, you can audition for as many of the characters as you want, but please only send in one audition for any particular character. Also, while there will be multiple parts to your audition, you only need one audio file. Please make sure you compile all parts of your audition into a single MP3 file. As I said before, it is completely free to sign up. But I also want to make sure that all of you know that if you agree to do this, there will be no formal pay. This project is being put together purely out of a love for games I play and the work that I do. So if money is something you hope to get out of this, you'd have better luck searching elsewhere. Aside from an adventurous spirit and willingness to participate, the only thing you'll need to have before auditioning is a Discord account. This way, if you do get cast, you'll have an easy place where I can send messages and you guys can talk with the rest of the cast. This doesn't need to be input anywhere for the audition to work, but just make sure you have one so we can work things out afterwards. Please note that everything from the audition to the performance will be taken care of remotely. You will not need to move or travel at all to participate. Everything can be done from the comfort of your own home. Now, this is all fine and good, but I'm sure you're all wondering what exactly your audition needs to contain. So, what do you say we move right along to the next section? Each audition will consist of 3 parts. Part 1 is your basic introduction. Tell me your name and the role you're auditioning for. That's it. This should be short, sweet, and consist of very few words. Part 2 is your improv section. It is at this point that you should be in character for the character you are auditioning for. During this section, you will give a basic description of your real-world self as told by your character. How do they describe you? Would they think of you as a friend, an enemy? Would they notice you at all? These are all things for you to decide. Just make sure you stay consistent through the entirety of your audition. Keep in mind that I'm not looking for any personal information. I simply want to get to know you in a very basic sense and see how you voice the character in an out-of-context setting. The purpose of this part is to let me know how you will interpret the character. The thing is, a lot of the characters that will appear within the series don't have perfectly defined personalities. While I have written some basic personality traits into them, the majority of each character's personality will be determined by how you voice them. With this in mind, it's time for the third step. Part 3 consists of the sides. There will be 3 lines that I ask each major character to say. Simply read them out loud as if you had already been cast, so I know how you'll perform the scripted lines. This is your basic audition stuff, so I don't feel the need to go too in-depth. Certain characters will also have a part 4 being the singing part. Music is a big part of the series, so naturally I will have some characters sing. If the character you are auditioning for is a singing part, please just make sure you add a clip no longer than 30 seconds of you singing. I won't be picky on the song choice, just try to make sure it's a best representation of your talents, and that it is a solo performance. If you need help finding a song, I would recommend looking for a Broadway production that contains characters of your voice type. It shouldn't be hard to find something. Aside from what I've already explained, the only thing to focus on in your audition is to make sure that all of the content is family friendly. I personally do not approve of foul language, such as cursing and certain inappropriate discussion topics, such as profanities. As such, profanities will not be included in the story, so there is no reason to include them in your audition. That's everything you need to know for your audition to go well. I understand it's a lot of information at once, and it may be a little bit hard to remember, so for your convenience, I have done a mock audition for the character that I will be playing. You can find a link in the description, or you can find the video on my main page of my YouTube channel. In this video, I do a complete audition, including a singing part, that you can use as a reference for your own audition. That's everything I have for you in this section. So, what do you guys say we move on to the part where I talk about some of the characters in the show? While I won't be going into specific characters in this particular video, as the full character list and bios for each character is found on the casting call, there is a little bit more information you should know before we get completely started. The biggest thing to note is that this is going to be a long-running series, and by that, I mean a long-running series. The first episode alone has taken me about 6 months of preparation, and while they won't all be that long, that hopefully gives you a sense of the scale of this project. The total project will take multiple years to complete. Not to mention that in about a year, I will be taking a 2-year hiatus from videos for a religious mission. You may notice on the casting call page that some of the characters are marked with permanent or returning. These are characters that I will use more than once throughout the series. Permanent characters appear in nearly every episode, and returning characters have at least one more major appearance later on in the show. Basically what I'm saying is that if you plan to audition for these roles, be aware of the commitment that will be necessary. Also, keep in mind that if you do get the part and at any time you want to leave, that would be okay. I may discourage it, but I would understand. Things come up, things change, such is life. My goal is not to have to replace any voice actors over the course of the series, but I understand the lack of realism in such a desire. All I ask is that if you get a part labeled with either of these, at least be expected to be asked to return at some point, even if that is years down the road. Aside from this, I also want to draw attention to the 2 other roles you may be interested in. If you don't want to do voice acting, I'm also looking for artists and musicians. Throughout the series, I want to have original art and music, so if you think you're up for the job, by all means, take a shot! As far as artists are concerned, I'm looking for people of all styles and skill levels. If you draw manga style, send me manga style. If you draw realistic, send me realistics. If you suck at drawing, send me your crappy drawings and we'll see what we can do. If you can write music, your help is also wanted. Again, I'm flexible when it comes to style, so feel free to send me your best work. The only caveat to these positions is that I will decide which sections of the story you will illustrate and/or write music for. If you get assigned one of these roles, I'll send you a portion of the script and ask you to illustrate or add music to that scene. With that being said, I think you guys are ready to get started. Again, auditions are due exactly 3 weeks after this video goes live. No exceptions. Again, the date is on screen now. I can't wait to see what you guys will send me, and I look forward to finally being able to present to you all The Angel of Destiny, Episode 1, Psycho Storm.